Hello, testing. Yeah, Gavaskar, I'm just trying to find out if the WebEx is running. Yeah, Gavaskar, I'm just trying to find out if the WebEx is running perfectly fine and the people are able to hear that out. Yeah, so your video is on the WebEx now. So it should show up. Hello, testing. Yeah, Gavaskar, I'm just trying to find out if the WebEx is running. Yeah, Gavaskar, I'm just trying to find out if the WebEx is running perfectly fine. It's working. It's working good. You can switch off the video and then start the session, or you can just switch on the video, and when you are sharing you can switch off the video. Gavaskar, you can start now. You can share your screen. Yes, we can see everything. Yeah. uh, a stream takes time to see, Gavaskar. A stream would take time, right? So first it comes to our server and then we stream it, so it will take some more time than usual. So don't worry, you just deliver your speech without figuring. We are monitoring it live here. Okay, you are good to go. Yeah. And the people are able to hear that out. And also, if you can close your YouTube videos and details, because if you open the video, there will be echo coming up, right? So you just have to close the video. We are monitoring it from here. And so everyone who are there on the video, they can join the Telegram chat. I'm pinging on the YouTube link also and here also. And if they have any question, they can ask with us, and we'll try to answer that out. You can start, Gavaskar.
see about Google App Engine. There is a implementation of serverless concept. We are going to implement serverless by using Google App Engine. Then finally, we are going to have the
Sorry to disturb you. There was some issue. Can you restart the session from the beginning? Now the stream is giving the sound. Okay.
Okay. The session we are going to see today is Introduction to Google App Engine. Myself, I am Gavaskar. Yes, I worked as assistant professor at St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. I have 14 plus years of IT experience. I am working as a cloud consultant and delivery director at multi-cloud for you. I am MVP at Alibaba Cloud. You can see more about me in the given LinkedIn profile. So the agenda for today's session will be, first we are going to start with cloud computing. We are going to see what is cloud computing, the advantages of cloud computing, Google App and the three services provided by cloud computing. That is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Finally, we are going to have then by using Google App.
Sorry to disturb you. There was some issue. Can you restart
Then
the
we are going to
session
see
from the beginning? Now the
what is
stream
Google
is
Cloud
giving the sound.
and what are the services. Okay. So today's introduction to Google App Engine. Myself, I have 14 plus years of IT experience. I am working as a cloud consultant and delivery director at multi-cloud for you. I am MVP at Alibaba Cloud. You can see more about me in the given LinkedIn profile. Hello, sorry. So the agenda for today's session will be, first we are going to start with cloud computing. We are going to see cloud computing. No, cloud computing and the three services provided by cloud computing. That is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I'll start from the first. Good afternoon to all. Today's session we are going to see is Introduction to Google App Engine. Myself, I am Gavaskar. Yes, I have worked as assistant professor in St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. I have 14 plus years of IT experience. I am working as cloud consultant, delivery director at multi-cloud firm. I am MVP at Alibaba Cloud. You can see more about me at the given LinkedIn profile. So the agenda for today's session will be, first we are going to see what is cloud computing, and we are going to see the advantages of cloud computing and the three cloud computing services, that is infrastructure as a service, software as a service, and platform as a service. Then we are going to see what is Google Cloud and what are the services provided by Google Cloud. And then we are going to introduction to serverless. So how we are going to see how to run an application without provisioning or without maintaining the infrastructure or hardware. And then we are going to see how to implement serverless by using Google App Engine. And finally, we are going to have the recap of that recap, and we are going to have the certification. I will present a secret code for you, so you can download the certificate. And finally, we are going to have question and answer session. So moving to cloud computing. It is the daily so database, storage, platform, infrastructure, and application. So whatever resources you are getting from internet on demand, we will tell that as cloud computing. Now moving to the advantages of cloud computing. The first and foremost advantage of cloud computing is reliability. The cloud service provider will provide the service. Before providing the service, we got to sign the agreement, that is service level agreement. So based on a service level agreement, the cloud service provider will provide the service for you. There is no downtime will be there for your service. and there is no resource outage will be there for your service which is hosted in cloud service provider. Now another important advantage is, so two types of scaling can be possible. That's vertical scaling and horizontal scaling is possible. That in vertical scaling, you can increase the RAM capacity and you can decrease the RAM capacity based on your need, and you can increase the CPU configuration based on your need, and you can decrease that also. And in horizontal scaling, you can add n number of instances based on your need, and then move into elasticity. The scaling, you can do scaling and scale out based on demand. If you need more number of resources during the peak hours, you can do scaling. And if you want less number of resources during non-peak hours, so you can reduce the resource. That is scale out. We'll tell. Then agility. It is another important advantages of cloud computing. So you can create and deploy an application within a minutes. That too by using few mouse click you can do that. That we are going to see in Google App Engine. You did not want to bother about the infrastructure, or you did not want to bother about the server. Like it will be handled, or it will be maintained by the cloud service provider. You have to work with your application and your data so that your application can be deployed within a minutes. That too by using few mouse click. Another important advantage is geo distribution. You can deploy your application any of the regional data center. Okay, so you think that you have created an application, more proximity number of users are present in India. So what you can do is you can deploy your application in data centers or service present in India, so that you can provide good performance for the users or proximity users who is present in India region. Now moving to another important topic, that's cloud computing services. So you consider any cloud service provider, so maybe Microsoft Azure, AWS, or Google Cloud. All these cloud service providers will provide three types of cloud computing services: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, in short we will tell as PaaS, and software as a service, in short we will tell as SaaS. Infrastructure as a service, it is similar to the physical machine. That is, you are going to hire a virtual machine from the cloud service provider. So what the cloud service provider will manage is the hardware. The hardware will be managed by the cloud service provider. What you have to do is, you have to hire the virtual machine, you have to install the operating system, and you have to do the network configuration. So what is the advantage of this? Advantage of getting the virtual machine from cloud service provider over buying the physical machine. It is faster. Setting virtual machine is faster than buying, installing, and configuring the physical machine. So you can purchase a virtual machine from any cloud service provider by using a portal, or by using few mouse click, you can purchase the virtual machine. Then moving to another important services, that is platform as a service. It is a managed hosting environment provided by cloud service provider. So in this platform as a service, the cloud service provider will manage the virtual machine and the network resources. What you have to do as a user or tenant, you have to install and deploy the application in the managed environment, which is created by the cloud service provider. So the managed environment will be created by the cloud service provider for you. What you have to do is, you have to just install and deploy the application. So this is Google App Engine is an example for platform as a service. So the environment for running the application or deploying the application will be provided by the Google Cloud. What we have to do? We have to deploy our code and we have to run the code. That is Google App Engine. It is the best example for platform as a service. And now moving to software as a service. The cloud service provider manage virtual machine, network, data storage, and application. Everything is managed by the cloud service provider. What you have to do is, you have to provide the data and you have to work with your application. The example for software as a service is, you can tell one of the best example is Gmail. So what you are doing, you are opening the browser, you are typing www.google.com, and you are using all the services present in the Gmail. So that is one of the good example for software as a service. So now moving to another topic, that is Google Cloud. So it is a cloud service provider. And number, so the first position is handled is shared by AWS with 45%. Second position is by Azure 18 to 20% of world market share is under the hand of Azure. Then Alibaba Cloud, again it is 6 to 7% of market share is shared by Alibaba Cloud. And the fourth, that is around 5 to 6% of market share is shared by Google Cloud. Now Google Cloud is a suite of cloud services hosted on Google's infrastructure. Okay. So the services, so what are the services present is range from computing, storage, data analytics, machine learning, and network. The services can be used with any cloud computing applications or project from personal to enterprise scale. So you can create any type of application. That is, you can create your personal website to enterprise grade application by using Google Cloud. Now, Google Cloud zone and what is project. So now first moving to region. Region consists of physical assets such as computers, hard disk drive, virtual resource that is present in Google's data center around the globe. This data center we will tell as region. Okay. So regions are available in Asia, Australia, Europe, North America, and South India. In India also the region will be present. So region is a physical location at which various hardware devices are present. Now moving to zone. Each zone is a collection of, each region is a collection of zone. So zone region consists of set of zones which are isolated from each other within the region. Each zone is identified by a name that combines a letter identifier with the name of the region. So you can see that Asia under hyphen east 1 hyphen A. That is, it is a zone A region, zone A in East Asia region. So in East Asia region, A is the zone, first zone. Similarly, B means the second zone. Okay. Now move into projects. So any Google Cloud resource that you allocate and use must belong to a project. Okay. So if you are creating any resource, it will come under the project. Okay. First you have to create a project, then only you can add the resource in the project. The project is used to organize the resource which you are going to create. So resource may be virtual machine, maybe a Google App Engine, maybe a network device. So all the resource which you create will come under the project. So first in Google Cloud, you have to create the project, and you have to, after creating the project, you have to add all the resource in the project. Okay. Now in the project, three things you have to know. That is, the project contains project name will be there. You will provide the project name. And project ID, you can provide the project ID, but it should be unique. If somebody has selected some project ID, you cannot provide that. Again, one more thing, in Google Cloud, it can provide a project ID for you. Okay, if you did not want to give the project ID, Google Cloud will automatically provide it for you. Okay, so project ID, it is unique. Globally, it should be unique. Okay, your project ID cannot be the project ID of some other user. So it will be provided. It can be provided automatically by the Google Cloud for you. And project number, it is provided by the Google Cloud. It is a unique project number for every project. The unique project number will be provided. It will be provided by the Google Cloud. You cannot create the project number. Okay. Now in the next slide, I will explain in detail about this project. So you see, this is an example for a project. Okay. So you see, I told already, in project, the project name will be there, project ID will be there, and project number will be there. So example project, here this project name is example project. It is serves as a namespace. So in this namespace, what you can do is you can create n number of resources. And one more thing you have to remember here, whatever resources you are creating, the name should be unique. You consider that if you are creating a virtual machine with VM1, you cannot create any other resources with the name VM1. It is not possible. So whatever resource you are creating in the project name should be unique. That's the important thing you have to know here. Then the project ID, as I already mentioned, in this case, example -ID is the project ID. Okay. So project ID is unique across Google Cloud. It's a very important thing you have to know. Okay. So your project ID should not be the project ID of someone else. Okay. So when creating the project ID, you have to create a unique project ID. If you are unable to create that, Google Cloud will create it for you. Again, one more thing you have to remember here. Once you have created the project ID, you can delete it. You cannot edit that. The project ID, you cannot edit that. You can delete the project ID alone. It is not possible to edit the project ID. Okay, that's it. Then project number, as I mentioned earlier, the project number, it is a unique number. It is provided by Google Cloud. You did not want to provide project number. That's the thing you have to know. Okay. So you have to know about zone, region, and project. Project contains project name, project ID, and project number. So now move into another important concept, that is serverless. So now you have to know what is serverless. So many of them will think that serverless means there is no server. There's no background server. Server is there for running the application. It's not true. So what is the concept is, you did not want to provision the server, or you did not want to manage the server. So when you want to run the application, you did not want to provision the server. The cloud service provider will provision the server. That concept we will tell us serverless. So in serverless, actually server is there, background server is there, but we are not provisioning the server, or we are not maintaining the server. The server is provisioned and maintained by the cloud service provider, which you are availing the service. Now moving to serverless. So serverless computing allow you to build and service without thinking about service and infrastructure. So for creating an application, you need an infrastructure or server. You did not want to bother about server or infrastructure. It is managed by the cloud service provider. You just want to create your application and you deploy your application in the server. Okay. One more thing we have to know here: serverless, no, it is a platform as a service. Okay. With a serverless application, the cloud service provider automatically provision, scales, and manage the infrastructure required to run the code. Okay. So that is the thing you have to know here. That is, cloud service provider will automatically provision the resource, scale in and scale out the resource, and manage the infrastructure for running the code. You think the scenario that you want to run a PHP application. So you need SAM server. You SAM server for running the PHP application. So you need, at first, you need what? You need a physical machine or virtual machine to run the application. So in serverless scenario, the virtual machine as well as the SAM server will be managed by the cloud service provider for you. What you have to do? You have to just upload your application, upload your PHP file, and you can run your application. You did not want to manage or provision the hardware devices. That is one of the important advantage of serverless concept. Okay. Nowadays, you see, most of the organizations are shifting to serverless. This is the reason. They did not want to bother about what? They did not want to manage the underlying infrastructure. They can. It is a more advantage for them. They can reduce more number of costs by this. So now moving to some of the advantages of serverless. As I mentioned previous, no infrastructure management. So you think that you are a developer, you want to develop the code. Your job is what? Just to develop the code or write the business logic. Okay. So you do not want to manage the infrastructure for running the code. Okay, it will be done by the cloud service provider for you. With the serverless platform, you can deploy your code and it run with high availability. Okay. Just what is your job is, you have to create your logic, or you have to create your program in any programming languages, that is Java or C++ or PHP. Just you have to deploy the code. The provisioning of the hardware device or provisioning of the server will be done by the cloud service provider for you. So as a developer, your job is to just to type the code and deploy the code. That's all. Then dynamic scaling. It's another feature of serverless. So you see, if you want to scale in and scale out the resource, that is scale up and down. If you want more number of resources, if you are running the code and more number of resources is needed for that, more number of hardware is needed for that, it will be done dynamically by the cloud service provider for you. You did not want to provision the resource dynamically. That is also done. Okay. Then fast time to market. So you can, if you think that you have an application, you have done some changes. So within a minute, you can upload your application and deploy your application. That's fast time to market. You did not want to bother about the underlying configuration, underlying server configuration. Everything will be done by the cloud service provider for you. That is fast time to market. Then next advantage, more efficient use of resource. Okay. So that is, the organization can reduce total cost of ownership. I already mentioned that the cost of ownership, total cost of ownership can be reduced if the organization is moving to serverless concept. So now, so that's all. Actually, the server is running. So who is managing the server? You are not going to manage the server. The cloud service provider is going to manage the server. That you have to know. Now moving to Google App Engine. So this is one of the implementation of serverless concept. Okay, this is one of the implementation of serverless concept. Now moving to Google App Engine. It is a fully managed serverless platform for developing and hosting web application at a scale. Okay, you can create a web application and deploy the web application within minutes by using Google App Engine. You did not want to bother about the underlying infrastructure or server. That is serverless platform. I told already, serverless platform. Okay, it is a best example, or it's an implementation of serverless. Okay, and it is fully managed. What is fully managed? Everything is managed by the cloud service provider for you. The environment for deploying the application will be managed by the cloud service provider. The service for running the application will be managed by the cloud service provider. As a developer, what you have to do is you have to type the code, and work with the business logic, and you got to deploy the code. That's all. Then one more thing, you see, in Google App Engine, you can choose several popular languages. Okay, you can choose PHP, Go, Ruby, Python, Java, Node.js. These are different languages present, and libraries and framework to develop your apps. If you want to develop your application, you can choose the languages. What are the languages present? You can choose the languages, and you can choose the libraries and framework. Okay, again you see, the app engine take care of provisioning service and scaling your app instance based on the demand. Okay, again provisioning of service is done by the Google Cloud. You are not going to provision the server. That's the main thing you have to know here. Just you are going to choose which language you are going to deploy your application, the libraries and framework for your application. The rest of the thing, the provisioning of server and scaling in and scale out of the resource, everything will be done by the cloud service provider for you. You can then again, you can scale the application from 0 to planet scale without having to manage the infrastructure. You can scale your application. That is, you can scale in and scale out the resource based on the demand without managing. You are not going to manage that. Again, the Google Cloud Service, Google App Engine is going to manage that. Okay. So now going to some of the advantages of Google App Engine. So most of the popular languages are supported by Google App Engine. You can build application in Node.js, Java, Ruby, C#, Go, Python, and PHP. Again, one more thing, you can bring your own runtime also. By using Docker container, you can bring your own runtime and you can run your program. Okay, these are the languages currently supported by Google App Engine. That is Node.js, Java, Ruby, C#, Go, Python, and PHP. And if you want to run your own runtime, then what you can do is you can deploy that. You can deploy that by using Docker container. That is the next point. You see, open and flexible. Custom runtime allow you to bring any library and framework to App Engine by supplying a Docker container. So you can create a Docker container by set of framework and library, and you can deploy the Docker container in Google App Engine. That is also possible. Okay. Then fully managed. Okay. So fully managed, already I explained. Okay. Everything is managed by the cloud service provider for you. What you have to do? You have to focus on code. Well, App Engine manage infrastructure concern. So you have to manage the code. You have to develop the code and you have to work with the logic. So running the code and deploying the code, everything will be done by the Google App Engine for you. Okay. Then another important advantage is application versioning. So you can create application and you can create application and you can do, we can test the application in different stages. That is development, you can do separately, testing you can do separately, staging you can do separately, and production environment you can do separately. That is application versioning. Okay. So you can have different set of environments you can create. It's again, it is very easy to create. So if you want development environment, you can do that. Again, the same replica you can do for the test environment, the same replica you can do for the staging environment, and same replica you can do for production environment. And finally, the final advantage is application security. Okay, the application will be more secure. When you are running your application in Google App Engine, it will be more secure. So secure socket level and TLS certification will be provided freely for you. You did not want to pay money for this. It will be provided freely for you. So your application is more secure when your application is running in Google App Engine. So now the time for demo. Moving to to create a PHP application. No, it's not. You are going to create a Python application. Traditional way, you are going to create a traditional way. You think that you are going to create a traditional way. That's traditional way is what? In your machine, you are going to do PHP application. Of course, physical machine should be there with you. One machine should be there with you. Then what you have to do? You have to download Python runtime. That's 3.2 or 4.2 or 2.2. That's runtime. You have to download that. You have to install that application Here, create your application, then you have to deploy your application in Python and runtime, you run the application. Okay. So now here you need a database, you need a hardware machine. Okay. So now you see same scenario. If I'm using Google App Engine, you see what is going to happen is there is no machine. I'm not going to configure the machine. There's no physical machine here. Again, here there is no virtual machine also. So again, you see, I'm not going to install the runtime also. I'm not going to install Python runtime. That is Python version 3.1 or 2.1. I'm not going to install. Just what I am going to do is I am going to create my application. So here in this case, I have implemented a small application that is Hello World application. Simple application. That is I have with me application alone is there. So I am going to deploy the application. So the process of runtime, the process of server provisioning, it is done by the Google App Engine. You are not going to do that. You are not going to do that. In traditional, no, you are going to have a physical machine with you. Then you are going to install the runtime and you are going to deploy your application. Here, the only one step I am going to do. That is what? The deployment of application alone I am doing. Rest of the thing is take care by Google App Engine. Okay. Now moving to the first demo. So before moving to the demo, I will explain something about QuickLab. Okay. So Google Cloud, you cannot create application. You can create application, but you have to provide the credit card details. You have to provide credit card details for creating an application. So Google Cloud, instead of that, what we can do is we can do the same exercise in QuickLab. So I will explain how to create account in QuickLab. Okay. Later I will explain how to create a serverless application.
And the people who are there on the fifth IR page, if they want to join the WebEx, they just have to refresh the page, same page, and nothing will happen. I will get the WebEx link there below the video which is streaming. You can directly join the WebEx if you want to talk to Gavaskar. There's a Telegram link below from where you can ask us question, or you can simply use the Facebook chat messenger which is there to ask us the question. We are listening to you and we'll pass that question to Gavaskar. Yeah.
Yeah. So now the video is visible.
I can see it's coming up. Can you hear me?
Okay. Now, Google Cloud, you can create account in Google Cloud.
Gavaskar, I am still not able to. It's just a blank video. I can see the blank screen which is there.
Wait. Yeah, I hope that it is visible now.
Yes.
Okay.
It's visible.
Yes, okay.
And I just wanted to add up again that if anyone of you are having issues joining to WebEx, you can still join WebEx from the web also, and it's there on the fifth IR page also. If you just scroll down where the streaming is happening, where this video is being played, you will see a big blue button for WebEx button, and there is a button to take the certificate also. We'll explain it a little later. And there is also a link to downloading the document that Gavaskar will describe. So you can click that big blue button. It can directly land you to this WebEx which is happening here, so that you can directly chat with Gavaskar. If you are not able to do that, no issues. There is a chat window. There is a white chat icon at the corner of the page, from where you can directly connect with us through Facebook Messenger, and we'll pass the question. Or we'll take your questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So now, actually, you have to create a Google account. Then you have to provide the credit card details. Then only you can work with the Google App Engine or any services which is provided by Google Cloud. Now, Google Cloud has come up with QuickLabs. So by using QuickLabs, what you can do, you can purchase some credit. Okay, if you want to run a simple application, that's like nothing but if you want to run a Python application in Google App Engine, it's one credit for that. Okay, you can purchase the credit, and you can work with Google App Engine or any other services which is provided by Google App Engine. So So, sometimes, no, sometimes you see, they in quick labs, no, they will provide some free credit for you. Okay, for limited time, 1 month or 2 months. Okay, so you can get that. If you frequently, if you are using this, no, you can get some offer. Okay, similarly, I got some offer. Then that purchase the credit. Okay, so I will explain this how to create account in quick lab. So you click quick labs. Yeah, now it is coming. No, now you have to go to join. So you have to provide the Google account. Sign in with Google. Okay, so now I am providing my my new account. I am going to provide. So now I am going to give the password. That's all. So your account will be created. Now you can work with. So you have to give security verification. Okay, we provide that. So now you will redirected. Now you have to accept the terms. So now you'll be taken to the dashboard. Okay, will be taken to the dashboard. All the most of the Google Cloud services will be present here. You can work with this. Okay, but there is, you see, there is no credit for me. Okay, 0 credit is there. Okay, so now you can purchase the credit. Okay, if you go to settings. You see, in the search, no, Google App Engine, you see, you can find all the services. Okay, it's a Java. I'm going for this. You can use Java. If you want to implement Java in Google App Engine, you can use this exercise, and you can start this lab. Okay. So if you want, you have to buy the credit. So there is no credit. Okay, you have to purchase. So now this is the current offer which is present. One challenge. Challenge is there. Challenge. So you can register for this challenge. Yeah, you register. If you go labs.com, quicklabs-free. Okay. So you can register for this challenge, and 1 month you can get some credit for free. So you can use that credit. Okay. Currently, I am not going to use that. I have some credit in my account, so I am going to with that credit. Okay. So that's all. Very simple. So very simple. Just you go to quicklabs.com. You create an account. If you have Google account, no problem. You can synchronize the Google account with the QuickLabs, and then you have to purchase the credit. Okay. Easy way is some challenge will be there. Some challenges will be there. Each and every month they will post some challenges. So if you register for the challenge, some of the credit will be provided for you, so you can use that. Currently there is no challenge. So what you can do is, if you want to work, you can purchase. Okay, that's another option. Okay. Okay. So now we can see our first program. So first we are going to see how to create a Python application. How to create a Python application by using Google App Engine. So again you have to remember here, you are going to provide the source code alone. Okay, we are going to provide a source code alone. The runtime is managed by the Google App Engine, and the provisioning, the resource provisioning or infrastructure provisioning will be managed by the Google App Engine. You did not want to provision the infrastructure, and you did not want to create the runtime. You did not want to install the runtime. That will be done by Google App Engine. So now I am going to start this lab. So I am going to launch with 1 credit. For this lab, it is 1 credit. Okay. So it will open the console. Open the new console. Yeah, new console will be opened. You have to use another account. You have to copy this username and password. Okay, this different username password will be given for you. You have to copy that username and paste it over here, and password also. Let me paste it over here. Now next. Now you will be taken to the Google Cloud dashboard. Okay, Google Cloud homepage. In homepage, you can see more options are there. Many options will be there. You can find all the options. Okay, I will explain one by one. So again, please remember, in Google Cloud, what are the important terms I already mentioned? You have to know about region, zone, and project. It's written about it. Okay. So you cannot create any resource without project. That is not possible. Okay. So project is the container for resources that you have to know here. I will show that how to create the project. So project name should be unique. Project name should be unique. Project ID will be assigned by Google Cloud. You see here, project name, you see, since it is a lab, no, project name is coming automatically. But in real case, no, we have to create a project name. Okay, but it is not possible here. Since I am using this quick lab, it is not possible. Project name will be there, project ID will be there, project number will be there. So you see here, project name, it should be unique across the globally. Globally, it should be unique. And if you are unable to provide the project name, unique project name, it will be provided by Google Cloud for you. And project ID, it will be provided by the Google Cloud. Okay, it is also unique. And project number, it is also provided by Google Cloud for you. Okay, you have to know this project. So now this is a project ID. So please remember the project ID. So sometimes it will be useful. Now you see. Now you have to agree the terms. You have to agree the terms and now you are enable Google Cloud Shell. This is a Google Cloud Shell in the top, you can see. So that in Cloud Shell is nothing but you can provide everything in command. I am not going to create any resource by using this portal. That's by using mouse. I am going to create a coding for that. Everything I am going to create a code. That's command line interface. We can CLI. That is command prompt. In Windows, we will tell command prompt. No. So if you want to use that same here, we will tell that as Cloud Shell. So to activate that in the top, you can see one square. You have to click that. So you have to activate that first. Activate Cloud Shell. So it is continue. You have to provide continue. So Cloud Shell, it is similar to command line interface. Okay, it is similar to command prompt in Windows or terminal. So it's similar to terminal. You see, Cloud Shell, it is similar to terminal in Ubuntu. Okay, now you see, if you have to find what are the accounts present, how many accounts? In my case, only one account. So for that, one command is gcloud auth list. So it's account, active account. This is account name. That's the username which I provided here. Okay, then next command I am going to provide is list of the projects. List of the project present. Go gcloud config list projects. Okay, now it will display all the project present in your account. Okay, currently only one project is there. Now what I have to do now, I am going to copy this project and later I have to use that. So I am going to save it. I am going to save it in a notepad. Okay, somewhere I am going to save it. Okay, project name. Okay, now you have to enable API functionality. You have to enable. So for that, yeah, you go to dashboard. You can see API and services. You go there. You select library. You have to enable that. But by default, no, it is enabled. Okay, so if you are not doing this process, also it will work. So now you have to search here. API App Engine admin API, App Engine admin API. You search, okay, so that you can find one service. Okay, App Engine admin API. Just you click this. Yeah. Now you see it is okay. If it's disabled, you have to enable that. For an enable to it. App Engine admin API. We are going to use some API. So you have to check whether it is enabled. Okay, it's enabled, then no problem. Okay, now you come to Cloud Shell. Okay, again you come to Cloud Shell. you see the source code now in this particular example, source code is present in Git source code. Okay, so can't going to replicate that in my local machine. Okay, that's done here. Okay, you see, this is the coding. Please, I'm going to paste it. Okay, this is the source code. Okay, this is a sample code which is present this in the URL. So I'm going to I'm going to clone this repository. This is a repository. Okay, Python doc-sample. It is a repository. I'm going to clone that in my local. Okay, in the Google App Engine. I'm going to clone that. Okay, now it is cloned. Okay, now you see this is source code. Okay, I told no, you are not creating the. Again, you see here, you are not going to create the environment. Okay, you are not till now. You didn't create an environment. So actually, in the traditional process, first you have to create a machine, physical machine. Then you have to create a runtime. That is what you have to install Python 3.2 or 3.1. You have to install. But you see, I am not going to install Python here. Directly, I am deploying the code. You see, this is okay code. This is a source code. Python. Okay. Now, I am going to that location. Okay, where the source code is present. Okay, so I have cloned the source code from the repository. Okay, in my local machine. So then I am going to that location. CD Python sample app engine standard Python hello world. Okay. So just I have deployed. I'm going to deploy the code alone. Now you see, I'm going to in development server. I'm going to create a development server and going to deploy the code. You see now, this is a so again, you see, I am not going to provision the hardware. Okay, provision the machine. So then app.yaml, yet another markup language. Here all the configurations will be there. Okay, configuration details will be present in YAML format, yet another markup language format. So here some mistake, PY will come. This is not PH, so that will be some mistake. So I'm going to deploy directly. I'm going to deploy the application in the development server. PY app dot YAML. Okay. So now you see what is going to happen. So your application deploy. Okay. You see, I didn't create a physical machine, virtual machine. I didn't create a runtime. I have cloned the source code and I am going to deploy the source code. Okay, I am deploy the source code. Again, deployment is done in development server. Okay, it is not done in actually I have to deploy the application in any one of the region. That I will do it later. Okay, now I have deployed the development server. Okay. Now it will take some time. It will take nearly 2 to 3 minutes for deploying your application. Okay, now you see. Yeah, now you see your application is deploying. So in the meantime, you see in this editor, the cloud shell, you can find web preview. Okay, it's a preview. So you are deploying the application deployment server. Okay, now till now you are not going to deploy. Till now you didn't deploy the application in production. Okay, you are testing the application. That's the thing. Okay, so it's deployments. So you have to preview that. So you can click this option, web preview. Yeah. Now you can check web preview. It will come in the port 8080. You know that the default the web application will be deployed in the port 8080. So it will come there. So I will skip some steps. Yeah, now you see your application is deployed and it's hello world. It is displaying hello world. Okay, you see this is present in the source code. Okay, you see again, just you have deployed the application alone. You deployed the application alone. You clone the repository and you have deployed the application Google App Engine, and it is running. Okay, hello world is displayed. Okay, so now you see this is I deployed application in the development environment. Okay, till now I didn't deploy it in the production environment. That is what, till now I didn't deploy any of the application in any of the region present in Google Cloud. Now what I am going to do is I am going to deploy my application in any one of the region present in Google Cloud. That's the next step I am going to do. Yeah, I'm going to open a new tab. Now I am now again I'm going to the source code. Okay, CD source code part I'm going again. Yeah, now I am going to source code. Now I am going to edit the Python file. Okay, I am going to edit the Python file. By default, it is hello world. So I am going to open an editor. Okay, I am going to open in the editor. In Nano also, using Nano also you can edit, but if I am using just editor, it will be easy for me. So I am going for editor. Yeah, now this is hello world. This is main dot. Yeah, this is here return hello world is there. Now what I am going to do? Now I am going to change this. Okay, I am going to change hello world sender. Says HTML coding sender. So now I'm going to type the coding, type the content which has to be displayed. Okay, sender H1. Welcome to PHP. By mistake, I has given us PHP programming. Okay, it is not PHP, it is Python. Welcome to PHP programming using Google App Engine. By mistake, I has given us PHP. It is actually Python. Welcome to Python programming using Google App Engine. Okay, now you see I am going to save this. So now I am going to save this. So I have edited the default Python file, Python coding. Okay, I edited the default Python coding. Now, if you want to add some Python coding, you can add. Okay. So now what I have done is I have edited the default coding which is present. Okay. Now this is YAM. I told that. So now again you see you go to terminal. Now what I am going to do is I am going to deploy the application in the actual region. Okay, I am going to deploy my application in the actual region in Google Cloud. This is the thing. Okay, first what I have done is I have tested the application in the deployment server. Then I have edited the default main.python file. Okay, now you see. Again, you have to go to your application path. Go to your application path. Yeah, now you have to display hello world. Okay, it is displaying to PHP programming using Google App Engine. It is displaying. Yeah, Google Cloud. I told no. Now what I am going to do is I am going to deploy the region. Google Cloud region. I identified there. The region. Here is the region. 20 region. 20 regions are there. Yeah, 2. 2 is the Asia. East is a region. Okay, this is home. Okay. Asia _ Northeast 1. These are the various regions present. Now I have to choose the region. Now I am choosing one. In first region, I am going to deploy this application in Asia -East 2. Okay, I am going to deploy this application Asia -East 2. So now you see what is happening. The application will be deployed. Okay, in this particular region. It will take some time. Yeah, some error is there. First time error will be there. The second time if you are deploying, no, there is no error. Okay, that not be there. It's uploading the files are uploaded to the region which you have selected. Okay, so the sequence is like this. First, your application should be ready with you. Okay, you are going to concentrate on your coding. That's logic. That is your application alone. The server provisioning and the runtime provisioning, everything will be done by the Google App Engine for you. Okay, you did not want to provision the server or provision the machine, or you did not want to provision the environment. It will be done by the Google App Engine for you. Now we see. It is deployed. Yeah, it's deployed. Okay, now you see you can browse. For that, one command is there. Okay, you have to provide G Cloud App Browse. Okay, if you provide that, the URL will be displayed for you. For your application, on URL will be displayed. This is the URL. Now you click this URL, you see your application is running. Welcome to PHP programming using Google App Engine. Okay, it's not PHP, it's Python programming using Google App Engine. Okay, so it's very simple. You have to ready with your source code. Okay, you have to ready with your development code. Okay, the rest of the thing will be done by the Google App Engine for you. You did not want to provision any resource. You did not want to provision the runtime also. Okay, you see here, I am running Python again. You see, it's a web application, Python web application. Okay, I need some other tools for that also. Okay, only with the Python 3.5, I cannot run the web application. Okay, I need Flask. No, Flask one tool is there. That tool is there. Everything is installed by done by Google App Engine. You did not want to install that. Okay, just what I am doing is I am giving my application as an input. I am running my application. That's all. Okay. So now we are moving to next in oh, that again Java servlets. Okay, Java servlets application using Google App Engine. Okay, again you see in traditionally how we will develop a Java servlet program, how we will develop the processes. Traditional process, what you will do first. First you will physical machine is needed. Okay, it is mandatory. It is compulsory. Compulsory you need a physical machine, and then you need what? You need to install Apache Tomcat server. You need to install Apache Tomcat server. Then you have to configure Apache Tomcat server with the port number, default port number, and IP address. Then you have to create a WAR file, web archive file you have to create. Then in the archive file, there should be what? Another one XML file, configuration file should be there. So you have to port mapping should be done in the configuration file. Okay. Then you have to deploy this WAR file, in the server, okay, in the Apache Tomcat server or any server which you are using. Okay. Then after that only you can run the application. Okay. It is a tedious process. Okay. Now see here, what I am going to do by using Google App Engine is just I am going to create a source code alone, create the application alone. Okay, and I am not going to create a runtime, or I am not going to create a Apache Tomcat server or anything else. I am going to deploy my code, automatically the code will be run. Okay, that is Google App Engine. That's next program we are going to see is creating Java servlet application using Google App Engine. Okay, now we can see that. Yeah. So it's a video is visible. Hello. Hello. Okay. Now again this it's not visible. Not visible. Okay.
No. Please try again.
And now it is visible.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Now it's yeah. Can you? Now again. Yeah. Yeah. Now it is other less present. Okay. Again it is credit one for this also. So it's, I think this is a more tedious process. Okay. Yeah. Now again same process you have to repeat here. You have to log in with the username password. That's account username and password. This will be provided for you. So you skip that. You get accept. Then you have to activate the cloud shell. Okay, that has to be done. So I will skip that. Okay. So that yeah, you have to activate the cloud shell. Okay. That I'll already explained what is cloud shell is. It is similar to command prompt. Okay. Now you have to continue. You have to give continue. Yeah. Now you have to activate the API. So now you see, if you want to get all the accounts, what are the accounts present? Just you give Google G Cloud auth list so that it will provide which account you are currently you are logged in with which account. It will give the account name. Now to get the project list, G Cloud config list project. Okay, it will give a list of the project present in your account. Currently there is only one project. Okay. So since this is a lab program, no, it's only one project is there. Actually, you have to create the project. Okay, we have to create the project and we have to create the project name, project ID, everything. But since it is a lab program, no, it is in QuickLab. It will be by default is created by QuickLabs. Okay, you are not creating that. Okay. Yeah, now this is a project name you have to remember. Okay. So for this, for posting servlet, you have to remember the project name. In last step, you have to provide the project name. So you have to remember that. Okay. Now, so now this is you have to enable that API. I'm skipping this again. So this is by default it is enabled. So you did not want to bother about that. Okay. Yeah. Now you see again you see, I'm not going to install server. Okay. I'm not going to install server or provisioning the virtual machine. Here directly I'm going to clone the GitHub. In GitHub some coding is there. I'm going to clone that. Okay. You see, just you need the coding alone. Okay. I'm going to clone that. You see, GitHub clone HTTPS GitHub, and this is a sample coding which is present in the GitHub repository. I'm going to clone that in my local system. Then I am going to that particular directory where my application resides. Okay, CD Java sample app engine hello world. So now I am using Maven tool. Okay, for building the Java code, I am going to use Maven tool. So first I have to apply Maven clean command. Okay, it will take more time. Okay, so I am going to skip this. Okay, then you have to create a package, Maven package. Yeah, Maven package. Let's run that. Again, it will take some time. It's another command you have to apply. So Maven, I'm using Maven build. Okay, I'm using Maven build. So I'm going to skip the step. It will take nearly 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, more than that it will take. Okay. Yeah, now it is completed. Now build success. Okay, now you have to test your application. Okay. App engine, run. And now Maven app engine, run you have to provide for running the application. So again, it will take some time. Yeah, now it is creating staging area. So again now you see preview. You can preview what is happening. Till now it is not deployed, so it will create another message. Could not connect to server on port 880. Till now the application is not deployed. Okay, in the test environment. Okay, so till now I didn't deploy the application in any of the region. Okay, our ultimate aim is we have to deploy application in any one of the region. Okay, so now I am going to test the application. That's the thing. Okay. Again, it is not deployed. Till now, it is not deployed. Deployment is running in process. Yeah, now it is deployed. Okay, see, now the application is deployed in the deployment server. Okay, it is not deployed in a region. Okay, so next process is what I have to deploy this particular application in any one of the region present in Google Cloud. That is my next step. Okay. Yeah, now it is running. Now the application is, there is no error in the application. Okay, testing is done. Fine. Okay. Yeah. Now yeah, now you have to do, for deploying the application, you have to do some changes. Okay. So again, you have to go to project directory. This is our project directory. I cloned the project in this directory. Okay, from the repository, Google Cloud. And now I'm going to deploy. And deployment is done. Now you have to edit the form.xml. It's a configuration file. In that file, you have to provide the project ID. I told already. Already we copied the project ID that you have to provide there. So you have to reload that. Yeah, now you go to your project. Okay. Yeah, App Engine, Java 8. Then here it is Hello World. Hello World. POM, POM dot XML. In this file, you have to provide the project ID. Your project ID you have to provide in the tag project ID. So many is the XML coding. So you have to provide project ID. So I am searching it project ID. So it is there. Okay. Here my project ID is there. So what you have to do is you have to provide your project ID over there. Okay. This is my project ID. Already I copied. Yeah, project ID is copied. Now you have to save this. So you can do it by using nano command also. Okay. For easiness only, I am going to do. I have done it in editor. Okay, test editor. You can do this in nano editor also. It is also possible. Now you have to save this. Okay, now again you have to go to, yeah, now you have to check whether particular details are saved or not. And now it is, you can check. Okay, now it is saved. Yeah, now it is saved. Okay, now you have to open terminal. Okay, you will go to terminal. Now we have to proceed with the deployment. So I hope that deployment is done already now. Now you have to proceed with the deployment. App Engine, deploy. Okay, now I am going to deploy this. Okay. I have selected the region already. This one. In that first region, I am going to deploy Asia-East 2. I am going to deploy my application. It will take some time. So I skip that. First, first time error will be there. Okay, then again I have deployed again. Again it will work fine. File uploaded. Build a success. Okay, application deployed. So now you have to get the URL for your application. Google Cloud app browse. So that it will provide the URL for you for testing the application, for getting the link for your application. Now it is a link. So you see, this is a link for our application. You click this. Now it is ready. Your application is ready. Your application is running from region Asia to 1. Okay, so from another region it is running actually. So first when you are testing application, it will run in the development server. It will run in the development server. Now the application is running from another region, which you choose for deploying your application. Okay, that's all. Okay, that's all. The demo. So you understand this? To run any application in Google App Engine, you have to be ready with your application. Okay, you did not want to about first, or you did not want to bother with the runtime also. Okay, directly you can deploy your application. You can deploy your application without creating an environment and without creating an infrastructure. That is advantage of Google App Engine. Okay. Now I hope that we came to the end. Yeah. So now this is a key takeaway. We learned what is cloud computing, what are the different advantages of cloud computing, what are the different services provided by cloud computing. That is platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and software as a service. Then we learned what is Google Cloud. It is a set of services provided by the Google. It has more set of services, that is starting from compute, then machine learning, data analytics. Many services are provided by Google Cloud. Then we learned what is serverless. Serverless is another concept which we learned. So without provisioning the hardware or without provisioning the resource, we are going to run our program. That is serverless. Okay. So actually server is present in the background. Server is present. You are not provisioning the server. That's the thing. Okay. You have to know that serverless means you don't think that there is no server. Without server, how the program will run? No, it's not possible. So server is there. You are not provisioning that. You are not provisioning the server. The provisioning of server and maintaining of the server and the maintaining of a runtime, everything will be done by the cloud service provider for you. You did not want to maintain the server. That's it. Okay, that is serverless. So one of the best implementation of serverless is Google App Engine. We learned Google App Engine. So we learned how to implement two applications. There is one Python application we implemented and one Java application we implemented. Again, you see, we didn't created an infrastructure, or we didn't provision the hardware, or we didn't provision a virtual machine. That too, we didn't install the runtime also. That is the important thing you have to know here. Runtime, everything is provided by the Google App Engine for you. Okay, this what we have done is we have created an application and we have deployed the application in the Google App Engine. That's all. The rest of the thing is done by Google App Engine, and we have seen the demo also. That's all. Okay. Now moving to the certification. Moving to the certification, you can go to. So shall I demo that, sir? Yeah, I will demo that for certification. So I will tell the code. Please note that. So you go to www.fifthia.com. Okay, go www.fifthire.com. The secret code is JRJTTS. Okay, JRJTTS. Please note that secret code JRJTTS. JRJTTS. Okay, JRJTTS. Now you go to browser and type Fifthire. Fifthire. The first link. So now you see, this is a homepage of Fifthire. So you can see many courses. Okay, you can see full number of n number of sessions. All the many sessions are there. All the sessions are provided by industry experts. Okay. Now you type Google. You type Google and search. Yeah. Now so the list of the courses available. I think Google is not there. Okay, wait. So or you go to home. Yeah, you could go to speaker. You can choose my name. Okay. Gavaskar, yes. Gavaskar, yes. You can choose my name over there. Yeah, now you can find list of the courses given by me. Okay, list of the courses. This is a course, Introduction to Google App Engine. You can navigate. You can navigate and you can find the course over here. Now you see one certificate to claim post login. Okay, one certificate to enroll. Okay, I am going to enroll this. You are enrolled. Till now I didn't enroll, so you have to click enroll. Yeah, now it is enrolled. Now see this session is. You can go to speaker. You can choose my name. Okay, Gavaskar. Yes, Gavaskar. You can find. So now you see one free certificate to claim. Okay, you can see one free certificate to claim. Just you click this. Yeah, now you see it is taken to request your certificate. Gavaskar, yes. You have to give your my phone number. I am giving gavaskar07@gmail.com. Just you click this. Okay, you have to provide your name, phone number, and email. Now click next. So now here you have to provide the speaker code. Okay, here you have to provide the speaker code. So I have provided the speaker code. Once again, I will repeat that. JRJTTS. Okay, it's all in caps. JRJTTS. JRJTTS. So now you have to click submit. So now you see, now one link will be sent to your mail. Okay. So now certificate is generated.
Yeah, and if you don't get the link in 2-3 minutes, you can ping us on the Telegram channel which is below. Like on the whole same page, there is a link, right? If you go there, Gavaskar, on the page, Dyna event page, where the certificate people take certificate. Yeah, there is a Telegram link. In the index also, in the connect at the top, they would be there. Yes, at the below you see there is a Telegram link. So to raise Telegram channel.
So I given Gavaskar 07. So now I will check that.
Can you hear me, Gavaskar?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so there is a Telegram link if you can show. If the people have issue, they can connect
Yeah, it
with
is there.
us.
Now in my mail now it is generated. It is came. I will explain that. Okay. So
Okay.
now you see in my mail I got congratulations, your certificate has been generated. Has been generated. Okay. So now you just what you have to do is one link will be provided for you. Navigate to your private dashboard to download certificate. Just you click this link. Okay. So that your certificate will be downloaded. Like Gavaskar 07. I will check that. So now you see. Yeah. But now you see one free certificate ready to download.
Yeah, so there is a Telegram link.
So now you see one free certificate ready to download. You see, just you click this. Your certificate will be downloaded. Yeah, it is introduction to Google App Engine. My name is there. So now once you download the certificate, now you can share this in all the social media. Okay, in LinkedIn or Facebook, and you can tag with multi-cloud for you.
Also auto get tag if they use that tab item, right? So and they can download also if they click it, download will happen, right? So the download also happen.
So once again I will repeat, the code is JRJTTS, all in caps. So shall we have a question and answer session? Any
Yes.
question and answer?
Yeah, if any question and answer, people can ask us on YouTube, Facebook,
I think
anywhere, and we'll try to answer your question. Or you can join the Telegram link, ping us the question. I cannot see any question, Gavaskar, yet. Anyone, if you have any question? I am trying to ping people. No, I can't see any question coming up. No question, Gavaskar. Gavaskar, can you hear me? Yeah, looks like there is a link issue with the Gavaskar. So this is the end of the session. You guys can anytime join our Telegram channel, which is there on the website, fifthir.com. And if you have any pending question, you can ask us, or you can directly ask us through the Facebook Messenger, which is there on the site. and I will again tell you on the links itself. So it's fifthir.com. You go, you come here, and then you search for simply Google app or Google app engine. So it's like Google app. You will get to the course. See, this is the course, Introduction to Google App Engine. Once you click here, you will see the same session happening here, and either you can play the session or you can keep it. Like I will stop the session for now. There's auto plays. So I've stopped it, and then here you see there's certificate to claim. You can go here, click the link. It will take you to the claim certificate page, where you can put your name, phone number, email, and then put the certificate code that Gavaskar announced. Once you come back, you will get an email link. This is the same area where you can download the certificate. You can also download the certificate from this link. You will see all your courses listed here, all certificate listed here. If you click on the certificate in the account section, if you have claimed your certificate, the certificate will come up here. You can download it. Once you download the certificate, you are done. Thank you everyone, and if you have any issues, do ping us. We'll be able to answer your any question even after the session ends.